All right, happy Saturday. Here we are. Here we are. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Welcome, welcome. This is Dawn Reby, and thank you for another day coming again. Back here we are. It is 2 p.m. Eastern, so we are diving into Peak Productivity Masterclass. Now, I know that many of you are at home today. A lot of the days we're at home nowadays, huh? But we're here. We're committed to showing up, being here, because today is the day you learn about productivity hacks. We're going to give you some real solid tools of how to maximize your time now that it is time chunked. So welcome. We see Katya, I see Haley, I see Joseph, Weekend Warriors. That's right. This is the kind of stuff that you're going to apply to your personal lives. Andy's here. Ann Roberts is here. Olivia's here. Hello, live. You are here live. Let us know. Are you here live? Are you listening to the replay? Who are my committed folks? Eugene, you are here. We also have our watch party tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, so feel free to join in there as well. We have Haley. Welcome. Caroline, Nora. Welcome all folks who are popping on board. Hello. It is Saturday. Jen, welcome. So I was just playing a game with my daughter. We're huge Dave Ramsey fans, right? So we actually build Dave Ramsey ideas and concepts into our programming here. So we want everyone to be financially healthy. We want folks to have solid retirements. We, work to help people become debt free. And so we were playing a game called Act Your Wage. It is such a fun game if you have children. It's kind of like a version of Monopoly, but it has these little cards that give you messaging around proper ways to deal with your money and to use money. So my daughter, who's 9, is learning the language now about, not using credit cards and not taking loans and all that fun stuff, and really being smart and intentional about money. Because anything that we're smart and intentional about, it grows, right? And so welcome. I see all you folks popping on here. Yes, we're glad that you are here. This is the committed crew. For folks who are looking at this on the replay, go ahead and press and type in replay so that we can celebrate you as well. And if you are here on the 8 p.m. watch party, go ahead and type in watch party or nighttime crew. Let us know that you are here. Awesome. Welcome to all of you. I'm so glad you're stepping up to the plate. We were reading the recaps and the homework and the time chunking schedules, and I've gotten emails and Facebook messages. Caroline has gotten messages from you folks. So many folks are finding that they're already starting to feel organized. They're already starting to feel focused and intentional. And we're only on day 5, right? Imagine by the end of this, how much change is going to happen in just a short period of time. Right? On average, people who take this Peak Productivity Masterclass from beginning to end, on average, they save themselves about 16 hours a week, right? By the things that we are teaching here. So can you imagine, what would you do with 16 hours? What would you do with an extra 8 hours a week, right? This is pretty wild. So we teach how to be really effective and efficient in all areas of your life, in your financial life, in your work life, in your home life. And we really recognize that analysts and supervisors, we are holistic people, right? We have lots of different facets of our lives, and we want to apply these efficiency strategies to multiple areas of our lives. So what's the question? Let's see. You guys are on the top tier here. Absolutely. Exactly. Andy, what are you talking about? What do you mean what? Oh, yes, 16 hours. So what we're working through right now is we're working through the baseline to really help set you up for what you actually do during these time periods. And so we're going to share with you some automation strategies a little bit later on, probably Monday and Tuesday. We're going to share some automation strategies. Yes, completely doable. I have gotten messages from folks who are already feeling less stressed, who are already feeling more energized. I had the best call, and I won't say who, but she knows who she is. I had the best call this morning, just really diving in and talking about how this masterclass here has just created change already in her life. And she made me feel so warm inside and so good inside. And I'm just thankful for the folks who are diving in and making changes right now. right now. You're inspired, you're moving forward. And here we are. We're going to share with you what to do during this time to be most impactful. Joseph he's all in for automation stats. Awesome. I know Laura, she's dying to learn about automation strategies. And we have some goodies. We have some real good stuff in mind for you today, as well as Monday and Tuesday when we come back. Now, I know if you're anything like me, back in the day, my Mondays were like crazy, right? You want to be here for Monday. Monday, we are talking about automation. We're going to give you something special on Monday, and we're going to give you something special on Tuesday. So you want to make sure that you're here. Put it in your planners. This is the long-term success stuff that we're talking about right now, right? So every Monday is going to be crazy. An hour is not going to make a difference, right? So you want to make sure, put it in your schedule that you are here on Monday. Tomorrow, Sunday, we're not meeting. Tomorrow is a day where you're just going to take a breath, unwind. You'll get a nice little unwind email from us. It'll be some food for thought that you wanna take a look at. Andy says, I want to automate grocery shopping on the cheap. Yeah, Andy, I got you. I have you here because I will say one of my really close friends is like a couponer, and she tallies up how much money she saves on groceries. And at the end of the year, she's like, oh, I spent $118 this year on groceries. And I'm like, what? Oh my God. Yeah. So let's tighten it up. Let's tighten it all up. Let's tighten it up. So once you get a taste of how this efficiency thing works, all of a sudden you find ways to build efficiencies into your life overall, right? And you find ways to build those goals, to design those goals, and to really design your life by design, right? And so that's what this is about. This week and Monday and Tuesday, we're scratching the surface. We're scratching the surface of what life could be like if you took charge of it, right? And so today we're going to share some strategies with you about how to exactly do that. But it's just the surface. It's just the surface. Okay. So many of you received today's email. We've squared away the email situation, so you all should be getting your emails at this point. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they are passing through spam. Some of you have switched to a Gmail account so that you can get that. And that's fine. And some of you are finding that you've located them and we're good to go. So if you're still struggling with the emails, let me know and we'll make sure that you get the emails. They contain all kinds of yummy information. Okay, so this is a good topic. And I have to say, I am super proud of some folks who have been diving into this material. I'm looking at the homework over here on this computer, and my daughter, the 9-year-old, got to pick today's winner. And she's like, but that one's really good. But that one's really good. Oh, that one's really good. And she's right. You guys are rocking it out. And I know some of you have reached out and said, can I post the homework tomorrow? Because I was backed up yesterday. And the answer is yes. You can post the homework all the way through Tuesday. And then on Wednesday's going to be the last day where the materials are actually up, right? And so on after that, we're going to take everything down. So this weekend, play catch up. We're going to give you links to everything, or just go to Unit 1. They're all in there as well. Hey, Alex, glad to see you here today. Fantastic. So here we are diving into time chunking. So a lot of you have done this before. This is like your second, third, fourth, fifth time here. And every time you come back, you tighten up that time chunking a little more. So most of you are starting to see that it's testing out. In the beginning, you're testing out that time chunking to really see what works for you. We're talking about setting up where you had releasing, automating, long-term success, and urgent stuff, plugging those in. Many of you started with responding to emails, okay, as your number one priority on your list. What's the number one priority? What's the number one priority? What's that number one priority? You got it. Leadership of self, family. That's what you want to plug in, right? And so we have Renee is a great example of this. She is always talking about how family and self-care and wellness is first, right? And so really recognizing that that's not the last thing. That's the thing that's going to fuel all the other stuff, right? That's your secret weapon. That's your secret weapon. So, let's see. I think I have to repost my homework. Yeah, I can't read it on the site either. Yeah, if you don't mind, Andy, go ahead and repost that or scribble some stuff in. We're happy to take a look at that. Okay. So I was doing yoga this morning And we were doing some really hard moves, and we had to like lift our leg up a certain way and backwards and all kinds of stuff. And it was really hard on the body. And I found myself like tightening up, and it was like a power yoga kind of thing. And the instructor said, okay, find a place to be at ease right now. So we're in these really funky yoga positions. And hey, Renee, what were your ears ringing? I was just talking about you. Saying how you are always promoting leadership of self and family first. So there she is. She just popped on. So anyway, so I'm in this yoga pose this morning, and it's, so imagine someone in plank, right? Which is kind of like a push up, right? So you're in like a low plank, and then my leg is to the side. So I'm in a one-legged plank, and she says, okay, now lift this and suck your belly in. And she's like, and this is hard stuff. And she said, right now, I want you to find something in ease. I want you to find ease in what you're doing right now. And I'm like, what? My leg is up here. This arm is here. I'm like holding my breath. And she's like, now's the time to find ease. The ease is what's going to push you through. The concentration, the intention, the ease is what's going to push you through this pose and help you really nail it. She's like, the mind can do more than the body thinks it can do. So she says, find the ease right now. And so I'm like, okay, what can I ease? So I eased, my jaw was clenching. So I eased my jaw. My eyes were like this. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to ease my eyes, right? And she's like, focus on the intention. So I'm like, okay, my core has to be strong, right? And I got through it. And so the same here, the same is true. And not only did I get through it, but I got my body in positions where I was like, whoa, I didn't even know I could do that, right? And so the same is true. You must be looking for the ease. You must be finding the pause. It is what's going to push you to really be successful in these other areas. So when it feels like things are tense and your eyes are crunching up and your jaw is locked and everything's real stressful and tense, you must find the ease, because that's what's going to bring you to that next level, right? So find the pause. That's a big part of what we teach here. That's a big part of what we do here, is really understanding that there's this strength and ease that has to happen at the same time in order for you to develop, in order for you to get those poses that you weren't quite sure you could actually get. So if you are ready to find your pause today, if you are ready to learn techniques that are going to move you in the right direction, that are going to teach you what to do in that time chunking period, go ahead and type in find the pause right now. Whether you're here on the live, whether you're here on the replay or on the 8 o'clock recap, watch party rather, the night crew, find the pause. Go ahead and type that in so I know that you all are with me, and then we're going to rock through two techniques, right? And finding the pause. Find the pause. Yeah, take a dang breath. That's right. Chloe's ready to find the pause. Nora's ready to find the pause. That's right. Who else is here ready to find that pause? Caroline is finding the pause. Good. Who else? Jen is finding the pause. Fantastic. I like it. Andy is finding the pause. Yeah, because sometimes we just feel like we're so tense and we're like, oh, I can't relax, but it's the relaxing that's going to get you to that next level. That's what happens. It's the pause. So Renee found her pause. Anne found her pause. April, Katya, Joseph, you all are finding your pause. Haley is finding the pause. Alex, yes, find the pause. So this is our strategy, right? This is our technique number 2, is to walk away. So I didn't talk about number 1 yet, and I will, but we'll talk about this one first, the pause. Walk away from the computer, okay? So many analysts are literally chained to their desks, right? They're chained to their desks. They don't take breaks. They don't pause. They eat lunch at their desks, right? They almost feel guilty about taking that pause, finding that pause. And let's see, do any of these sound like you? I'm going to rattle some stuff off. And if this sounds like you, I want you to give me some kind of fun emoji, because it is Saturday, right? It's Saturday. So I don't have my suit on. I have a nice little relaxing shirt on here. So we're going to relax today, right? So if any of these relate to you, go ahead and put in a fun emoji. We're going to just make this fun today, okay? Does this sound like you? I don't leave my desk for lunch, right? Does that sound like you? I don't leave my desk for lunch. I sit for more than 1 hour at a time. Do you sit for 3 hours straight? I'm totally guilty. This is something that I've worked on intentionally, right? Caroline got a fun emoji in there. And every time I say something that you feel is relative to you, put a new emoji in there. Okay? Find the pause, find the pause, find the pause. So does this sound like you? I don't leave my desk for lunch. I sit for more than 1 hour at a time. This is Chloe. I get it. Yep. Calling you out, right? I respond to emails and texts before and after work. Katya, Nora, Joseph, I respond to emails or texts before or after work. Are you in FOMO, right? Are you in such fear of missing out that you respond to texts? And I mean, if you're a murder investigator, analyst, like, all right, you got to respond to the text, right? But if your boss has told you, go and relax, are you the one that's checking out your CAD system at midnight to see what's going on, right? I had an analyst that we were working with that her captain texted her at 10 o'clock at night to say, hey, this is not really important, but can you do this report tomorrow, right? No. This is not a healthy boundary, right? If they said, hey, there's been a murder and we need your help, then get off your butt and go and be part of that team. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those folks who are getting the messages late at night that says, hey, remind me. This was actually another analyst. Her supervisor, well, I guess the senior analyst, so maybe not the supervisor, but the senior analyst sent a message again at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, this poor woman has kids. Sent a message at 10 o'clock at night. Her shift is 7 to 3. Sent a message at 10 o'clock at night and said, hey, before I forget, tomorrow, let's talk about this. And she responded, okay. Like, that's too much. Right? That's too much. The better approach would be to say, if this is urgent, definitely connect through text. Like, if this is urgent. But if it's like, hey, remind me in the morning, like, that's not urgent. That's not healthy, right? So those are emails. Those are emails that you read during your email time chunk. Okay, during your email time chunk, which we'll talk about a little bit. So many of you can relate over here. We have Laura and Jen and Christy and Ann and April. Caroline, a lot of you are relating. Andy says, I eat at my desk and sit for more than an hour at a time. Okay, so what else can you relate to? I have a goal to work out, but I'm so tired that I just can't get out of bed in the morning. Or I don't have time to go after work. I'm just depleted. I'm exhausted. Is that you? Do you have a goal to be healthier, but you just can't seem to get, away, right? Or you just can't seem to get up in the morning or go to the gym at night or yoga, whatever it is. Joseph says, I refuse to put my work email on my cell phone. Yeah, Joseph, unless you are, in maybe a supervisory position but even if you are in a supervisory position, it must be urgent, right? And sometimes people think things are urgent and they're not, right? And they're not. So Jen, you can relate to that one. Christy, you can relate to that one. Yeah. I like the boundaries that you folks are setting, that some of you. Laura says she's depleted after work. Anne is a monkey. That's fun. Andy that applies to you too. Yeah. Eugene, that's you too. Okay. My me time, is this you? Go ahead and put a fun little emoji, right? Yeah, Caroline, he has a great idea that my email is not on my phone, right? Well, it is for me. It's a little different, but for him, it's not on his phone. And if it's an emergency, people can text, right? People can text. Okay. So if it's an emergency, not like, hey, can you change that, icon on your map to be a dot versus a star? Like, that's not an emergency. That shouldn't be on your phone, right? Exactly. Okay. So, is this you? My me time consists of passing out at night. My me time consists of passing out at night. This is so many analysts I talk to. This is the biggest thing they struggle with, is incorporating in me time. Anne says, I have to have mine on my phone, but I'm learning to look less. Yeah, and Anne, so the question is, why do you have to have yours on your phone? So if you're a supervisor, you might have to have yours on your phone, but you can help train people to contact you during emergencies only, right? Yeah, sometimes you folks, Haley's feeling that way. Okay. My me time. A lot of folks struggle with figuring out what their me time actually looks like. I feel run down. How many people here feel run down? Right? I refuse to use my phone when I walk. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I like it. How many of you feel run down or you're constantly getting sick? I remember a time where every winter I would literally lose my voice because I would just overwork myself morning, noon, and night, right? Right? Yeah. They have to call it if it's they have to call in if it's an emergency. Yeah. So how many emergencies would you get a day in, right? So if it's an emergency, that's totally different, right? That's totally different. But I will tell you, in my 2 years being in law enforcement, there's not a whole lot of emergencies if you're a regular analyst or if you're supervising, right? So there are going to be times where, like during someone's 7 to 3 and maybe you are 8 to 4 or whatever, and they're in early in the morning and someone's asking them for something and they can't find it. Ask yourself, is that a real emergency or can that wait till I get in at 8, right? That kind of thing. So this happens all the time. Yeah, it sure does. And folks feel so run down. And so this is something that's common to struggle with, especially if you're newer as an analyst. You want to make yourself available. You don't ever want to say no. I get that part. But your managers, they want you to be healthy, right? They want you're not calling them at 2 a.m. to say, hey, remind me of this, right? So you want to help set up healthy boundaries. So Anne says there are not many emergencies. Oh, good. I'm glad. Okay, great. Do you feel like your to-do list is never ending? Like you just are getting to the bottom and then 50 more things get piled on, right? Is that you? Do you have a hard time relaxing? Do you struggle with falling asleep at night or staying asleep at night, right? And a lot of that has to do with stress, anxiety around, just being overworked and not super focused and clear, right? And are you feeling overwhelmed? So a lot of folks, the word overwhelmed is something that people tell me they feel all the time. They're like, oh, I just can't. I feel like I'm sinking down in this little teeny spot. And it's normal to feel overwhelmed. And what we're working on this week is really prioritizing your time so that you can feel less overwhelmed and really get focused in on priorities. Yeah, Christy, Jen, yeah, exactly. Nora, you too. So leadership of self must be the priority. This is where balance, which is really not a real word. This is where work-life integration, right? A healthy work-life integration happens, right? That work-life integration piece happens. So the work is always going to be there, but your health, your family, your sanity won't, okay? So work is always going to be there, but your family and your sanity and your health won't be, especially during these times of COVID. I just got a message from a sergeant I'm working with. He has COVID, and he's like, okay, I guess I can't run all the time. I guess Mother Nature is telling me I have to have a forced break, right? A forced break. So Renee says, truly is a decision we make to be work focused all the time. Yeah, a mindful shift to do something for yourself is what needs to be put in place. Baby steps, getting up every hour from your desk. Exactly. And we're going to talk about exactly how to do that. So what I love about Renee is that she brings a culture to her agency of, you make the decision to work all the time, right? And so we can create a better culture. We can create a culture that is moving toward this positive vision, that is moving toward a place of efficiencies and all of that. But we're people, we're humans. We're not just workers, right? And so when you eliminate that human factor, you become this working machine. And a lot of people do it for a lot of reasons. I know for me, I did it for many, many years because I was good at work, right? And it made me feel good to be productive. And I was not as good at the home life, at the family life, right? In my mind. And so I had a lot of guilt about being a single mom. I had a lot of guilt about things my kids should have, right? And schools they should be able to go to, and all the stuff that negative stuff that goes through our minds, right? And so, I lean toward, I'm the producer, that's who I am, so I got to work more, work, and work some more, and I'm good at it, right? But that really pulled me away from some other important things. When I got refocused and recentered, now it's much more clear. And there's just as much effort going into other areas of my life now, right? And I'm seeing that reward and that return. And I want that for you. And that's what Renee does a great job with her folks. And you'll see her comments here, helping people to really get and understand that leadership of self must be first. You must be first. Think of that strength and ease, that pose, right? Where in yoga, where you have to uncrunch. You have to uncrunch. You got to find the ease. You got to smile every once in a while. You got to know people, right? So Anne says, I got too caught up in work to avoid other life situations, and it was bad on my health. And that was me. That was 100% me, right? So I get you. I understand you. Life was harder than work. I knew how to do analysis, right? Life was harder than work. And I kind of pushed it to the side, hoping some of that stress would go away. Guess what? It doesn't. It doesn't. It needs attention. It needs love. Okay? All right. So that's one technique, is building in, walking away from your computer. Get to roll call. Get on riding alongs. Understand your officers, right? Understand who they are as people. Understand what their love language is. Understand how you're going to serve them well. When I say love language, I mean, I should probably qualify that. What I mean is what works for them, right? Are they hearing better when something's electronic or when something's on paper, right? What do they want, right? Get to know them as people, as humans. We are humans, right? We are people. Okay, so let's see. Hard to let go, but once you do it and continue to apply leadership of self, the better you will feel. Yeah, absolutely. The better you will feel. And that's what the whole habit session was all about. You're not going to fix this in a day, right? You're now in tuned with some key things that need to be in place in order to be successful, right? But it's the application of it every single day. And that's why we time chunk, right? As a way to really build in those healthy habits. So you literally make it part of your plan. You make leadership of self part of your plan for success. And that's how you become successful. Like Renee said, like Anne's talking about, like all these folks here, little compound your results. It's kind of like retirement, right? If you have a Roth IRA, it's kind of like that, right? So you deposit all this money, $6,000 a year, right? Because that's the cap, and it compounds and compounds and compounds. So if you start when you're 20, if you start paying retirement when you're 20, your compounded interest, like you're going to live off of that. So if you have $1 million or $2 million, that is going to earn interest, and you're going to live off the compounded interest. All right. So I'm getting into money. Let me get out of that. But you get the idea. You get the idea. Yes, Jen, the first step is always the hardest. And that's why we do this. We do bite sizes. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier, right, to take bite sizes, right? It's a lot easier to take bite sizes. Yeah, exactly. Find your joy. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so technique number two. What we're talking about here is called the Pomodoro technique, right? The Pomodoro technique. Yeah, Haley, live in the moment. Live in the moment. I have this thing with my daughter. It's called Piggy in the Mud. And we started when she was little, so it was a lot easier to have her as a piggy, right? So I would lie on my back and I would stick my feet up in the air, and she would plant her little body on my feet, and I would kind of like lean to the side. And I did it as a way to get my ab work in when she was like 3, right? So I'm leaning to the side and I said, don't let the piggy fall in the mud. And she would hold on, and I'd go to the other side, don't let the piggy fall in the mud. Right? And then we did this over years. And as she got older, like now she's 9 and she's like 65 pounds. And I'm like, don't let the piggy fall in the mud. And so, oh, Caroline, you used to do that with your dad. That's so fun. And so we were actually doing it right before here, which is why I'm a little tasseled right now, but it's okay. It's okay. It's Saturday, right? How fun. How fun. Yes, I got bite sizes from eating the elephant. Yeah, exactly. The mosquitoes are what is going to kill you, right? The elephant won't, right? Exactly. So bite sizes, little teeny bites every day. They have to be every day. Okay, habits. So what is the Pomodoro technique? What is this Pomodoro technique that we talk about? A lot of you have been asking about the pods that we run, which are our co-working sessions for analysts. You can pop on to these live sessions and we rock out Pomodoro technique in our Zooms, right? We do it every Wednesday and every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And they're free. Just go search the page for pod. You'll see it. So in these pods, we practice Pomodoro technique. And so the way it works is you decide on 3 things that you want to achieve for the day. right? You decide on 3 things that you want to achieve for the day, and you've done your time chunking, so you know when you're going to do them, right? So you decide on what you're going to do, and then you get super clear on it right from the beginning. So you have your success list over here, right? And you have your little time chunking. So the first thing you do, right, is decide what's going to be accomplished within the next 45 to 60 minutes. Decide. Be intentional. Decide. So go ahead in the comments right now. Decide. Type that in. That's a beautiful word. My daughter and I use it every morning. I say to her as she's off to school, I say, today's going to be a great day. You know why? And she says, because I decided. Decision is the first step. Decide. Okay. So you show up with your little time chunk. So imagine you're in your time chunk, right? You're like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to start my time chunk. The very first thing you do, yes, Alex, is you decide, what am I going to achieve in this first time chunk, right? You say it. You say to yourself, what am I going to achieve? You decide. Okay. So let's say that, you're doing a tactical product, right? A tactical, I love it. Oh, you Katya's deciding, Caroline, April, yeah. So let's say you're doing a tactical product, and in order to release this bulletin that's going to detail the robbery series, Christy, Jen, all of you, Laura's deciding. So you're doing this tactical product, and you have to study the burglary series, right? So 3 things that you need to do to get this bulletin out by the end of the day, right? So here's your first time chunk. So the first time chunk is, okay, my decision is I am going to read all of the reports from yesterday, right? So let's say there's 45 reports. I'm going to read all 45 reports, and I'm going to take notes. So that's your first time chunk, right? So in Pomodoro, you decide what you're going to do, right? Yes. And you execute in silence. So you decide what you're going to do. So maybe the first thing I'm going to do is read all the reports. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my master crimes database, maybe my master crimes database to find other cases that might be related. I'm going to look at my suspect databases to identify potential suspects. I'm going to conduct a tactical analysis. I might do some geographic progressions, whatever. Like, just decide on your analysis, right? And then the final step will be to create this bulletin, right? To create this bulletin and disseminate it. Okay, so we've decided what the 3 things we need to do are during our day. So Pomodoro session number 1, in your first little session, you've decided. The number 2 thing to do is shut off distractions. Shut off distractions. Okay, so that means mute your cell phone, mute the little ding that comes up when there's an email, minimize all the stuff that's not related to what you're focusing on, right? Silence your phone, do whatever you need to do, because if it's an emergency, they'll knock on your door, right? Or, I guess in COVID, it's a little different. But essentially, get all distractions out of your way, right? Get all distractions out of your way. Shut off distractions. Exactly. So number 1 is decide. Number 2 is shut off all distractions. Exactly. Right. And so now number 3 is you set your timer for 45 minutes. You set your timer for 45 minutes. And in those 45 minutes, you do only what you've decided to do. You've done, no, you're good, Caroline. Shut off distractions. Exactly. You're good. That's exactly right. So you decide, and then you shut off the distractions, right? And then you set your timer for that 45 to 60 minutes, depending on how long you think that chunk will take you. Now, if you think it's going to take you 2 hours to read the reports, then you set up 2 different time chunks, okay? 2 different time chunks. So we're talking about figuring out in that time period what's my intention, and then removing all distractions. You might even have a little sign on your door that says, please do not disturb. If you sit in a cubicle, you might have headphones on, even if they're not playing music, right? Just to give you that space of focus and concentration. And your goal in that 45 to 60 minutes is to get that done, right? So what a lot of analysts are afraid of, and the objection all the time is, what if it doesn't get done in that time period? It will. You're smart enough to know how long it's going to take you to read your reports, right? You know that if you have 50 reports, you probably are skimming through about 10 of them, right? Now, I'm not talking about analyzing. That's different. That's a different time block. I'm talking about just getting through them, right? Reading them and knowing them, right? So you set your timer up. right? For the 60 minutes, let's say, or 45 minutes to 60 minutes. And that's all you do. And you get it done. So you might have a little notebook. Everything else from your desk is gone. You might have a little notebook and that you're literally writing report 1, 2, 3. Yep. That's definitely part of the series. Okay. 1, 2, 4, or you have another screen and you're doing it there. Whatever it is, you're focused and intentional on that topic. So if there's a little like ding, 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 that's going to distract you. So shut that off. Okay. So what happens when the timer goes off? When the timer goes off, you stop. You stop. And what's interesting to me, and this happens during our Pomodoro sessions in the pods, is somehow our brains are like, this needs to get done. You need to do this. And we rock it out and we get it done. And we get it done. That's what you do, Andy? Yeah, exactly. So then when you're done, and this isn't perfect. Again, you're going to be testing this out. So the first couple of weeks, you're just testing out. Do I need 2 time periods? Do I need 2 Pomodoro blocks, right? Or do I need 1, right? If you get it done early, what do you do then, right? So immediately following your first execution of whatever you're doing, you break. So after 60 minutes, you put down the pen, you push the computer away, you do some jumping jacks, you go get some tea, you stretch your legs, you walk around, you meditate for 30 seconds, whatever it is. From 5 to 10 minutes, you need to just release, right? Now, sometimes you're going to be in the meat of something and the timer will go off and you're in the meat of it, right? You really just want to tell yourself, wrap this up. So sometimes here's what happens to me. If I'm in the meat of it, I might just jot down the ideas that I have to go do during the next Pomodoro time chunk. I'm not going to do them all because that'll turn into 3 hours, right? Because every single time that buzzer goes off, if I've permissioned myself to stop or to not stop, right, then I'll just keep on going. And you don't want that, right? So jot down a couple, these 5 things came to mind, jot them down real quickly. So the next Pomodoro session, you'll dive into those 5 things, right? Yeah, Andy, so you don't usually stop until it's done. And that's the problem, right? That's the problem because that could be the reason why, you're sitting at your desk taking lunch, right? At your desk. That could be why, you're not walking around, not you in particular, but people in general. I did the same thing. I was like, oh my God, I have 700 things to do, taking your breath, making it happen. So, Haley, you love taking mini breaks to clear your head or walk. Yes. And just create that mental space. Bring that mental space. Now, during your day, these may not be very long breaks, right? These may be very short breaks. So sometimes this week I've been building out the infrastructure course, right? So my breaks for a couple of hours were literally just, let me get intentional, take 3 breaths. And then I'm like, okay, new focus. What am I doing at this point? Right? So that's the next step. So you set your intention, right? You release any distractions. They get real intentional and focus in for those 45 to 60 minutes. Then you pause. Then you do it again. What am I going to achieve in the next 45 to 60 minutes? Okay, now it's time for me to analyze the data. And I say to myself, it might take me more than 45 minutes, so I'm going to allot 2 time blocks, right? But the process is the same. You rock it out, you get it done, you take a breath, you may walk around, do jumping jacks. I was teaching in this automation series in Excel, and we take a break about an hour in, and I literally was like, okay, 50 jumping jacks, just make it happen. And I would do 50 jumping jacks right in the middle, like obviously not on screen, but that's how it went, right? So does this work? Does this strategy work? Yes, it does. It works. You get so much more done. If you literally time chunk and then don't follow your time chunk, right? What's the point, right? What's the point? When you create intention, when you create focus, when you remove distractions, the work gets done, right? The work gets done. So the other day we posted Tim Ferriss's little email system where he showed you visually what distractions look like. He showed you what someone answering the phone all throughout the day looks like. It takes your mind longer to jump back into something once it's been distracted, right? So when you answer that phone, it's going to take you a minute or 2 to really collect your thoughts again, right? to collect your thoughts again. So Andy says, wouldn't I lose my train of pursuit? So that's why if you're in the middle, like if you're in the middle of a beautiful thought, you want to write down that thought, like, here's what I'm thinking kind of thing, but you don't want to do the work around it. So what I'm saying to you is take a minute, write down that work that you want to go further explore so you don't lose that thought, but don't sit and do it, because if you sit again and you're just like, and you delete the little buzzer that goes off, and you delete the little buzzer, then next thing you know, it's 3 hours and you've done the same thing over and over again. So that's what we're trying to avoid. So you're going to figure out what works for you. And as you build your time chunking, you're going to say to yourself, okay, so I'm going to spend 45 minutes analyzing, and then I'm going to spend 45 more minutes analyzing. And then the last 45 minutes to an hour, I'm going to spend building the report, right? When you do this, you release perfectionism. That's right. You release perfectionism. You focus on the purpose versus the what, right? And you get more work done, right? You get more work done. Yeah, Laura, you press the snooze button. Yeah. And this is where and I've done it too. And this is where we really do an injustice for ourselves, right? We really do an injustice to ourselves because we end up pressing snooze a lot. So you can use this for anything. The last time someone took this masterclass, they wrote that they used this to clean their house. They were so overwhelmed with cleaning their house, right? Yeah, exactly. It's like setting a timer to remind yourself. Exactly. So, Laura, it took you, Caroline says, Laura, it took me a long time. You got this. Just keep going. Yeah. Chunk buddy. So that's why the pods really help, because, you get focused real fast. There's no chitter chatter. You just get focused, be intentional. What are you going to do? And then you rock it out, right? So Jen says, releasing perfectionism would be amazing. Such stress and anxiety added by perfectionism. Yes, exactly. Like no one cares if it's a circle or a star. Only you do, right? And so the point is to get that information out. I mean, spell right and use proper grammar. Like take time to do that, right? Okay. So, and then you repeat the cycle, right? And so, yes, this works. So the last time someone did this, they said, I applied this to my house cleaning. So they they were so overwhelmed. They're just like, oh my gosh, I got this room and this closet and this and this. And so she actually brought it home to her husband, and the two of them used it together. And she said, we set the timer and we said, we're going through closet A and we're just going to get everything out, organize it. And we only have 45 minutes and we're going to put it back in and throw away whatever we don't need, right? So they literally cleaned their whole house this way. And she's like, I was so overwhelmed. But when you break it down into these doable chunks and you give yourself a certain amount of time for it not to be perfect, but for it to be done well, then you just rock it out. Right? Okay. So that is that. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about time chunking? What do you guys think about being ultra intentional? What do you think about setting the timers, releasing some of the distractions? These things work. They work. I've worked with hundreds of analysts, and once they're coachable, once they're like, okay, I'm going to try it, and they do it, and they tease it out for a couple weeks and figure what works and what doesn't, right? Then they get it done. They reach their goals. They eliminate distractions. Yes, and the cleaning the house idea, it works great. And you can apply it to your workouts too. Okay. So let's shift. I feel like this. Some folks. Who's going to try Pomodoro? How are you going to try Pomodoro? Are you going to try it to clean your house? Are you going to try it during your next work assignment? Are you going to try it with your kids? Try it with your kids, right? Try it with your kids. So here's how it can work with your kids. So you can say to yourself, I'm going to get real intentional about the next hour of my life. I'm going to make this little human feel so loved in the next hour. I'm going to shut off my cell phone. I'm going to ignore work. I'm going to ignore anyone else who walks through the door. My intention is to make this human, this teeny human, feel amazingly special. If you put that amount of intention into what you're doing and eliminate distractions, it works. You can apply it to so many things. Katya, Eugene, Caroline, Jen, Anne, Nora, exactly. April's going to try it too. So how are you guys going to apply this stuff? With Laura's trying it for cleaning. We all want to clean. I'm going to give you a secret about cleaning later on, but I'll let you play. Kaylee's going to do it. What are you going to do it with? Are you going to do it with your family, with your husband? Like, are you going to be able to sit down at the dinner table and say, I'm going to rock out Pomodoro right now. I'm going to be in the moment like Anne, and I'm going to be so intentional about making this person who's sitting across the table from me feel so amazing. Or maybe you do it with buy-in, right? You're working to create buy-in in your agency. Maybe your first half hour of Pomodoro is writing down all of your buy-in strategies, right? And maybe your second half is implementing them, right? So thinking about using this in lots of applications, creating buy-in, creating family relationships, cleaning, doing your tactical analysis, whatever it might be. Okay. All right. So here we go. We are moving on. We have our winner to announce. For sure. But I wanted to shift gears for a second, and I wanted to just highlight a couple of things. Yes, April loves the idea of using it with her children. Yeah, Jen's going to give it a shot for setting up some automation. Oh, what a beautiful idea, right? Setting aside time and saying, during this time, my goal is to achieve automation in XYZ and making it happen. Yep, exactly. So a couple of you, I know we've had some great conversations this morning and yesterday with several of you, and Caroline's been answering a bunch of questions for you folks. Yesterday we talked about some other tools and techniques that we wanted to share with you, right? We talked about our Rising Genius program, which really, what we're doing here skims the surface. This really just skims the surface of all of the impact, all of the transformation, all of the change that you can have. You can beef up your skills. You can go to the right trainings, not just any trainings. You can learn automation. You can learn infrastructure. You can create work-life harmony. You can get intentional about your goals. You can do all of these things and design the lives you want, right? I think about how we are after Christmas every year. We're moving into the holidays right now, and I think about where we are, right? During the holidays, we're frenzied. We're trying to do so much. And what do we do this year? Do we visit family? Do we not visit family? Does that mean I'm buying more things or I'm buying less things? So we walk away from the holidays depleted, right? Sometimes. And that's why it is so critical right now to just decide to be intentional. Decide that 2021 and the rest of 2020 is going to be phenomenal. Just decide. And when you decide, opportunities come to you, right? We don't want to be, think about where you were last year, right? What you did for yourself to really shift and make change for yourself. A lot of times we don't even remember what we did for the holidays, right? We don't remember what gifts we gave or what gifts we even received, right? So I encourage you to really make a decision right now to become more intentional about where you're going, to really take the time at the end of this 2020 to become ultra intentional and build 2021, right, into the year of your life, right? We're shifting. It's never going to be like this again, right? So many of you had reached out to me and said, how do I do that? I've seen some different ways. Thanksgiving picnic, I like it. Many of you have reached out and said, tell me more about the other things that I need to know about, right? So there's other things that you can do. Installing synergy habits in this one area is just one area, right? But there's other things that you can do. You can, gain clarity on your vision of where you're going in your life. Really think and dream and daydream about what you're doing and where you're going. You can work to elevate your analytical skills, right? Your soft skills and your hard skills, right? And so really thinking about how to create that roadmap to get that done. Nurturing relationships is absolutely key. Your personal and your work relationships, building that buy-in, right? Creating all of that. Uncovering confidence. Confidence is a huge thing that stops analysts from really reaching the next level, right? Stepping into that leadership thinking. And so a lot of folks say, how do I achieve all of that? And you're smart enough. You could absolutely do anything you want on your own, right? But what we do in the Rising Genius program is we take 6 months to really build that incredible foundation to just excel you into the future, right? And so folks who do participate, right, really see incredible results. And you've seen some of them. Who's seen the video? Who has seen our little Rising Genius video where it shows you all of the success that people have seen? And that's only a handful of our people, right? If you have not seen that video, it is beautiful. I'm so proud of our analysts who are just leaping, creating crazy leaps in their lives. So in the units section, we shared with you multiple stories of success, as well as a compilation, a 3-minute video of everyone's success. Jen has seen the success video. Yeah. So really taking back that power to own your life, both in your career, and yes, it is your responsibility to own your career and be the CEO of analytics, and in your home life, right? So imagine a life with better connections with friends, with feeling more confident in your work, with feeling like you're contributing to something bigger, with building deeper relationships, with being more productive and less busy, right? By creating automation strategies, by really shifting your entire thinking around your analytical function and your work life, right? And so the Rising Genius program really is for folks who want to completely transform. They want to take either their work life or their home life or both and completely transform. So we do a couple things, and some of you have reached out and said, how does it actually work? What's coaching? What's clarity coaching? What does that actually mean? So I'm going to take just a minute before we announce our winner, because we're almost done here, to share with you what it actually means. So what clarity coaching is one-on-one, you and I, we meet on a Zoom together. We talk about your goals, your life, your career, where you're going, your home life, and how we can make systemic improvements to that, right? Then we also have a library of training, from Access to Excel to mapping to everything you can imagine under the sun. So wherever you are in your analytics, we provide you with the tools to get to the next level, whatever that might be for you. So we also have group sessions, multiple group sessions every week that are at your fingertips. So you meet with other analysts who are going through the growth that you're going through, to share successes, to share challenges, whether it's professionals' challenges and successes, or home or family challenges and successes, right? So they meet every week, and you can too. You can be part of that community. We also have another group that meets every single week who talks about building infrastructure in the agency, creating vision, right? Creating, legacy, creating buy-in strategies, right? So really thinking about that infrastructure piece, right? And so we have multiple components of the program that you can come to one of them, or you can come to all of them, right? And so it totally is up to you. We have a community of people who are going through exactly what you're going through and who could be that support for you. Okay. So the program itself is 6 months long. And the reason why we do this is because we recognize that there's going to be times over the course of the 6 months where you might need a little bit more analytical support, right? How do I do an ODBC connection, right? You might need a little bit more technical support. And then there are other times where you might need a little bit more building relationships support, right? So we want to give you the time and the space to really build and build and build and build on your success. So it's different from a traditional, class that you would take, because the class is pretty much over at the end, right? So you take the class, you learn something, and then it's over. But what we do here is we compound and compound and compound your success and build and work with you over the 6 months to get you to that peak level, right? Wherever that peak level is for you. We teach leadership. We teach synergy habits like we're teaching right now. Again, this is just the surface, right? We teach automation. We teach so much more. In fact, Caroline and I were talking this morning about what can we do special for this group here? What can we do really special for this group here? And we said, it's around the holidays. It's tricky to start something new. So what can we do special for this group right here? So what we've decided is, if you are deciding, and I know Andrea Staples, congratulations to you. I know several of you have popped on and joined in. So congratulations to you for doing that. Every single person who does decide to just lean in and leap, right? Make the change, make the shift. Every person who decides, instead of getting 6 months, you're actually going to get 7.5 months. So you get an extra month and a half for free as part of just a special gift for joining now, right? So we're going to do that for the entire month of November, right? And then the second thing that we're going to do for this group here is anyone who's like, you know what? Freak, I just want to make 2020 my year. I want to be part of this. I want this energy. I want this. I want leadership. I want all of it. I want all of it. I want all of it. And if that's you, if you're saying this right now, if you're like, I'm shifting, I'm changing what I'm doing in 2021, and I'm starting now. I'm starting right now. If that's you, if that's what's happening with you, the other thing that we're going to do only for our November people is we're going to offer an automation series, an automation session just for you. So you're going to come on a Zoom and we're going to automate your stuff with you. We're going to look at your stuff. We're going to show you how to automate it and how to make your life easier. And here's where the magic happens. I was helping someone automate an Excel through macros the other day, and I told you she saved 16 hours, right? I was helping someone, or we were helping someone automate in Access, and they saved almost 18 hours, right? There's so many automation strategies you can't even imagine. There's a couple of button clicks. We're going to give that to you. We're going to do a Zoom with your stuff. So that's a bonus. That's a bonus for you that we're just going to give you. So we have automation series in our team, in our tribe, that you can go and look at those automation series, not in our tribe, in our Rising Genius program. You can go look at them on your own. But what's different is you get 6 months, instead of 6 months, you get 7.5 months, right? Which is huge, 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 more time for growth. You also get, an automation session in a Zoom, right? So you bring your stuff to the table and we tease through it right there. So that's huge, 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 huge. Yes, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And so let's see, we have, let's see, I see Joseph on here. Yeah, you all are feeling this because you know what automation can do. And bonuses are fun, and this is fun. We're giving out bonuses because we recognize that y'all have been working hard, and this is right before the holidays, and so this is kind of our way of giving a little holiday bonus to you. And so hop on the phone, see if it's the right time for you. If a lot of you, I know Allie, you were thinking about January. It doesn't matter if you join now or in January, you're going to still get, like right now, you get the extra 7 weeks. Free. So you get to start now. You get to start now, which is really, really wonderful. Okay. So, all right. So with that said, tomorrow is your day off. I'm going to announce the winner. I have it right here. Tomorrow's your day off. Play catch up if you want to play catch up. Look at the videos, look at the replays, check out the Rising Genius program. If you're a supervisor, reach out. We have something different for you, right? We have something different for you. I know I've been on the phone with a couple of you. We do have something special for you. And so take some time, just take a step back and enjoy tomorrow. Tomorrow's your day off. Monday, come back ready because we have 2 more productivity hacks for you that are unbelievable. One of them is automation, and we'll tell you how to do it, right? We'll tell you about automation. The bonus, we're actually going to teach you automation, right? And automation exists in systems, but it also exists in your real life. So I can't wait to share those techniques with you on Monday. Okay, you guys ready for the winner? Who's ready? Who's excited? Who's excited about an extra 6 weeks, 7 months in the program? Who's excited about automation, right? An actual session where I sit with you, you sit with me, and we dive into your data and get through automation. Who's excited about that? Yeah, Haley's pumped. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so here we are. We are going to announce the winner. The winner today, remember, is getting this high performance planner, right? As well as a little wellness kit. So you're getting an extra biggie today just for being live. We're picking one of our live people. So if you want to be the winner today, if you want to win the high performance planner and you want to win the wellness kit, you're getting both of those today. You all are here live. Go ahead and type in in the comment right now so that I know who is here and I can make sure that the person we selected is here. Right? I want to make sure that the person, because if not, we're going to select someone else who's right here right now. So go ahead and let me know that you are here live, and we are going to select the winner. So go ahead and share. Caroline's here. Jen's here. Who else is here? I see Nora's here. Go ahead and Haley's here. Who else is here? Let me know in the chat right now. Right now. Kaylee's here live. Jen is here live. Who else is here? Y'all rocking out your Saturday. And we're about to announce the winner. April's here live. Fantastic. April. Chloe's here live. Who else is here live? Renee's here live. Fantastic. Y'all in it to win it. Oh, Nora put her name in twice. Katya's here live. Beautiful. I see Sharon popping on. Let us know that you're here live, Sharon. Anne's here live. Anne here. She'd be so excited. Olivia's here live. Yes. Sharon's here. There she is. I see her now. I have a few people from Texas here, huh? Eugene is here live. Joseph is here live. Why the sad face on Joseph? He should be happy, right? Who put a sad face there? Sharon's here live twice. All right. I see some of you trying to up your odds, right? Trying to up your odds here. Fantastic. Okay. So I want to thank you all for being here live. I want to thank you for your commitment to yourself. Oh, your homework. Don't forget your homework. Your homework is going to be popping up in about 3 minutes. So you want to make sure that you go to Unit 1 and you submit your homework, which is identifying you learned about 2 strategies. So you learned about Pomodoro and you learned about taking the pause, finding the pause. And so you're going to share what strategy you're going to implement on the recap today. Okay. Yes. Anne says she's happy to see everybody on a Saturday. Me too. I mean, we talked about cleaning. So technically this is like home stuff too, right? Laura's here live. Fantastic. Okay. So the winner is Christy's here live. She slid in there. She's like, I'm here. I love it. Who else is here live? I see a bunch of you. And I know not everyone has said they're here live. Let's see. This is a commitment on a Saturday. Really great to see so many people here. Yes, Haley, it is. Absolutely. Okay, so I have the winner here, and the winner happens to be here, so congratulations to you. The winner of today, we have another winner on Monday, so if it's not you, don't you worry. The winner today, who's winning the Performance Habit Planner, along with a little wellness kit, is, who's my drum roll? Where's my drum roll? Drum roll, please. Here we go. Who is it? I feel like we need music. All right. Yeah, exactly. All right, so the winner today here is Eugene Proxy. Eugene, you are the winner. I know your real name, but Eugene, you are the winner. Congratulations. Eugene is the winner. And Eugene, I sent you an email on threshold analysis, so that is your first automation. Good. Yes, congratulations, Eugene. Eugene Proxy. You are the winner. Congratulations. So what you need to do, Eugene, send me your real name, which I know what it is, but send me your real name and your real first and last name, and send me the address of where you want this package or these 2 packages to be sent to, okay? Let me know where you want these 2 packages to be sent to. Congratulations, Eugene. Awesome. Look at all the love for you here. Where's Eugene? I know I just saw him. He was definitely here. Where are you, Eugene? Where is Eugene, Proxy? Where is Eugene? Where are you? Okay, so congratulations. Look at all this love for you, Eugene. Andy, Caroline. Yes, there he is. All right, Eugene, you are the winner. Congratulations. But you all are winners. You all are winners because you are here committed to your success. This is just the beginning. Where do you want to be in 2021? Use the tools that you're learning this week to change your life, right? All right, fantastic. Well, you all have a happy Saturday. If you need to catch this again, you're going to go ahead and check us out at 8 p.m. on the watch party. We're going to be here with the night crew. And for the rest of you, happy Sunday tomorrow. And I'll see you all 2 p.m. Eastern on Monday for your next two productivity hacks. I can't wait to share them with you. And then we have one more day, right? You're almost there. So much yumminess. I love it. And certainly I'm glad that you are here, and enjoy your Saturday. Bye.